Hello and welcome to Language Monk and his Random Thoughts. Today we'll discuss prepositions. Preposition എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? രണ്ട് നൗൺസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു നൗണും ഒരു പ്രോനൗണും തമ്മിലുള്ള ബന്ധപ്പെടുത്തുന്നതാണ് preposition. There are about 150 prepositions in English language. Different types, single preposition, double preposition, compound preposition, അങ്ങനെ പല വിധത്തിലുള്ള different varieties of prepositions ഉണ്ട്. But today we'll concentrate on just three prepositions which generally people confuse and use in a mixed way. The three prepositions are in, on and at. ഈ മൂന്നെണ്ണം, these are prepositions which are used in very similar situations. The only difference is they are used in different ways, in fact different situations. ഇങ്ങനെ ആലോചിച്ചാൽ മതി. They are prepositions of time and prepositions of place. അതിൽ രണ്ടിലും in is a general preposition, on is less generous and more specific, at is very specific. Keep this in mind when we discuss these three prepositions. Now, let's take prepositions of time. In എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ general ആയിട്ടുള്ള സമയങ്ങൾ. In the century, in 1994, in 1947, in 2015, in the morning, in the evening, in the daytime, in winter, in summer, in monsoon, in 3 weeks' time, in a few weeks, in the 19th century, in the 70s. These are all general times, so in preposition is used. Let's find out some sentences using in. Mahatma Gandhi was the greatest Indian in the 20th century. In the morning, I went for an exercise. Monsoon in Kerala starts in June. In winter, birds and animals hibernate. In our youth, we didn't have TV or computer. Now, let's come to on. On is less general and a bit more specific. On Monday, on the 3rd of June, the marriage will be conducted on Sunday, or he was married on Sunday. On Christmas Day, on Onam Day. Now, when you say Christmas, it changes. We'll come to it later. On Onam Day, when it's Onam, it changes. But when the day comes, on Christmas Day, on Onam Day, on Monday, on the 3rd of June, these are the less generous and more specific situations where on is used. Next is at, and at is used in very specific situations. We will meet at 2 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, at dawn, at dinner, at night, at Christmas. We said on Christmas Day, on Onam Day, but when the day is removed, at Christmas, at Onam. Now there is likelihood of some confusion when we say in the morning, in the evening, but at noon, at night. How is it possible that noon and night, it's at, morning and evening, it's in, at sunset, at dawn? So generally, when we say at noon or at night, we take it as a specific time. Noon means exactly, it's taken as noon, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Then you say at noon. And at night, normally we don't work at night, we don't have much of activity. So night is taken as a block. And at night, rather, a period of duration. കുറച്ച് നീളമുള്ള ഒരു സമയമായിട്ട് കാണുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾ വി യൂസ് ഇൻ ആസ് എ പ്രിപ്പോസിഷൻ. ഒരു ബ്ലോക്കായിട്ട് വിതൗട്ട് ഡ്യൂറേഷൻ കാണുമ്പോൾ, ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഇൻ ദ മോർണിംഗ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മോർണിംഗ് ഈസ് എക്സ്റ്റെൻഡഡ്. Noon is very short period, at noon. Otherwise, night we consider it as a block, as a short period, because we don't have much activity at night. Similarly, at dawn is a specific period. At sunset, ഇറ്റ്സ് എ സ്മോൾ പീരീഡ്. അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനത്തെ സ്ഥലങ്ങളിലെല്ലാം അറ്റ് ആണ് പറയുന്നത്. Now we come to preposition of place. First we had preposition of time, now we have preposition of place. Again, in is general. In India, in England, in Kerala, in Palakkad, in Cochin. These are all general places, not specific. So it's a larger country and we say in. Similarly, in a classroom, in a taxi, in a car, in a helicopter. There again you have to remember that in is used mostly for smaller vehicles, car, taxi, helicopter. But when it's larger vehicles and more of a public transport, we use on, which is coming later. Now, on is again in less general and more specific, and on is used where preposition of place is concerned, on the train, on the ship, on the bus. Then when you talk about floor, on the floor, on the roof, on the ceiling, on the 5th floor, on the 10th floor, on MG Road, on the table. These are less general and more specific. And what about at? At, as in the preposition of time, here too as the preposition of place. At is very specific. At the junction, at dinner, at breakfast, at school, at the party, at the bus stop, at the station, at the roundabout, at home, at the house, at the baker's. These are all specific places, so we use at. Now, I have given a brief description of how these prepositions of time and place are used in general, less general and more specific, and specific. In is general, on is less general and more specific, at is more specific, both with regard to time as well as place. I'll come out with a series of sentences using these prepositions. I'll read it out, and I'm sure after going through that, it'll become much clearer for you. First, let's look at the preposition of time, in. We will meet again in December. The Beatles were the most popular band in the 60s. In the morning, I went for a walk. Monsoon in Kerala starts in June. In winter, birds and animals hibernate. In our youth, we didn't have TV or computer. We played cricket in the morning. The train reached in time. On as a preposition of time. We got married on Sunday. The train reached on time. We played cricket on a summer morning. We visited London on a hot and humid day. We are in London on holiday. Preposition of time, at. I will meet you at 7 o'clock in the evening. Shall we meet at lunch? They met at breakfast to discuss plans. Last night at dinner, they served us pizza. We met at a later date. We are planning a party at Christmas. In as preposition of place. He is living in Kerala. The museum is in Thiruvananthapuram. There were 30 students in the classroom. I'm in the hospital waiting for you. I traveled to Cochin in a taxi. They brought her to hospital in a car. On as a preposition of place. The fan has to be fixed on the ceiling. We are staying on the 10th floor. Her house is on MG Road. The book was lying on the table. We travelled on a bus all over London. The voyage to the Arctic on a luxury ship was memorable. I watched him on TV. At as preposition of place. Shall we meet at the junction? I met him at the front door of his house. I am at my table working on my laptop. We met at a party and liked each other. You can get down at the station and take a taxi. Right now, I'm at home, but you can catch me at my cousin's house after an hour. So you have seen the difference in these three prepositions, how it has to be used, in what situation they are used, the general, less general, and specific, in, on, and at. And some of these usages might be new to you. You might have been using in the wrong way, so please correct it and start using it properly from now on. That's it for this episode. Till next time, it's bye from me. But remember again, wear your mask, wash your hands with soap frequently, keep safe social distance, stay fit, stay healthy, and keep smiling. Bye.